got a couple things on my mind. One really big thing. So a couple of days ago, maybe about a week or so ago, but extremely recently, this video went viral of these three boys. Um, they stole a car and they went on a joyride and they got caught. Of course, after maybe like a 80-mile-per-hour speed chase or something crazy like that. And of course, it would happen here in Ohio. Actually, not even too far from where I live. Um, Crazy, crazy, crazy. Come to find out, three little boys. I think it was maybe like two 11-year-olds and an 8-year-old, or something really, really close to that. I know there's at least one was 11 and one was 8. I think the third one may have been like 11 or 12. But they stole a car. Went for a joyride. Police end up, catching them, pulling them over, arresting them. Really scary actually, just watching the video. And I think part of that is just like, we so when we see these body cam footage of what's happening with when police pull over, stop, chase down anything with black people, black boys, it gets a little, what's about to happen. Especially here in Cleveland. So when I was watching the video, I was super nervous at first. But then they I think they crashed into a house or something like that. But the boys were okay. They were scared as hell. Um, and the police got detained them, and um, all the things that happened were supposed to happen. In terms of that, but the part that I really want to talk about is the fact that they saw this video on YouTube. The YouTube video showed them how to hotwire and steal a car, and so they did. Um, and yes, where are the parents? How are they? I think also there's a degree. People are saying, um, oh, YouTube should be able to YouTube not monitoring that type of stuff. Um, but my point is that we as parents absolutely should be. What are our kids watching on YouTube? And should they even be using YouTube as a whole? And I'm saying this on the front end, knowing that my children occasionally watch YouTube. My big thing about that is early on, Dom is 8 now, but he was like 3, 4, 5. You know, even he started school in COVID on a tablet, so like they had to use technology. So he's just kind of been like this is who he is, who he's gonna be, in terms of like this generation of using internet and YouTube and things like that. So it got to a point. I'm sitting here and I'm seeing some of the videos that he's watching, and I'm like, this is weird. Or at the very least, this just doesn't feel right. It started with Baby Shark and that big craze that took over the world. And I didn't find Baby Shark inappropriate in any way, shape, or form, just, a little bit extra, but let's ride the wave. Um, and then he got into these things where people um, they were playing with toys, um, but not like, remember Ryan's World, the little boy Ryan, when he broke out his toys and now, he made a multi-million dollar like brand off of like him opening, unboxing, and playing with toys. And then it included his family. And then they have like their own TV show and all of this stuff. Like, it wasn't that. It was literally just a white screen or a white background and two hands just playing with toys and mimicking like toys and children noises and baby sounds. It just felt weird to me. It felt so weird. I had to cut it off. Stop doing that. Stop watching that. Um, and then it got to these like brain rot videos where these kids and their parents are just like making a mess of stuff. And I guess they found it fun or funny or whatever. I couldn't get into it. Dom, you cannot watch that. It's up for that from that for that. Um, and then most recently he found this video on the internet. And it was like it what looked to be at least cartoons. and about a clown and some other shapes and weird figures. And then that shortly after got a Netflix show, and I hadn't watched it. And then one day I sat down with him while he was watching it, and they up in the strap. And I'm like, hold on, what is this? So I look up the show. I'm like, is this a kid show? It's no, it's absolutely not. Matter of fact, it says in the in the ratings description, gore, cigarettes, and violence. Dom, you cannot watch that. It's up. It's up. Turn it off. Let me go ahead and block this off of Netflix. You're not watching this. And I'm saying all this to say, right? Our children, as they grow up, typically, normally, right, as they get older, their circle of influence is going to grow. When they are babies and when they are small children, their circle of influence is about the size of whoever's immediately in the family: mom, dad, sister, brother. And sometimes the other extended family that comes out and like spends an extended amount of time with them, and then it gets to a point they go to school, and now that circle becomes bigger. So their teachers are in there, the other classmates are in there, so it's bigger, and we're just talking like kindergarten, like smaller elementary school, and then we get to like third, fourth, fifth, especially sixth grade. That space where just hitting middle school, that circle of influence is starting to boom, because you have everybody that's in the school, teachers, students, etc. You have your home family, your cousins. This is usually about the time where kids start playing sports, whether it's during the school year or over the summer. Like their circle and the things, the people, the media outlets, everything is expanding exponentially, and it is important, almost dire, really, for us as parents to be aware of who is influencing our kids, who or what is influencing our kids. Because it's really easy to say, oh, this mom or this dad or these parents or whoever should have um, blocked them from watching YouTube. They should have blocked that. And I completely agree. We should definitely be aware and have onus about what we are blocking from kids watching. That's super duper important. However, when our kids aren't with us, who are they with? Who are they with? And I think that part is even more important. Who are they with? Um, what are those conversations like? Who are their friends? What are their friends like? What's that one cousin like? I don't know. Um, their friends' parents. Who are their friends' parents? It's important for us to know who they are, because maybe they're into things that we don't want our kids to be exposed to, and that's a real thing. That is a real thing. So it's so important for us to make sure that we are watching what our kids are watching. It's important for us to know who our kids know, because those three boys, did not just think of watching this particular YouTube video out of thin air. It wasn't just a thought just popped in. They picked that up from somewhere. They picked that up from someone. So the question is, who? Who did they pick it up from? I don't know the story. Um, and we can even take it off of those three boys and those three families for a moment and just acknowledge that all behavior are learned. The fact that they even have the idea to go and look up such video means that somebody had a conversation with them beforehand. It means that somebody talked to them and said that this was cool, or that this was interesting, or my brother did this, or my cousin did that, or my auntie said this, or my mama said that. I don't know. And there's so many instances of that, and it truly comes sometimes from the fact that we as parents just aren't aware of who our kids are talking to or what they're talking about. So all of that to say, y'all, we gotta stay up on who our kids know. We have to stay up on who they are associating themselves with, and we gotta stay up on what they're watching. If you're letting your kids watch YouTube, use kids YouTube. It has different safety features. You can block it based on how old they are, how the things that you want them to be able to see. It has it so that you can block complete channels, not just videos. You can block entire channels. Kids YouTube, I'm not vouching for it too much because this is not an ad, but it is important to note that there is a lot of parental controls and a lot of safety features that are embedded in the app so that you don't have to worry about it, and you can closely monitor what your kids watch. Their history is saved, all of that. So, anyway, all I'm saying is, parents, dads, watch what your kids are watching. Pay attention to what they're watching and spending time. Who is influencing your child? Is it you? Is it your cousins? Is it their friends from school? Is it their teachers from school? Know who all they are interacting with and what all they are watching on these screens, y'all. With that said, I'm all done here. I think my kids are calling. Stay blessed. Stay mad.